Time out. There we go. There we go. There's my mic. There we go. There's my mic. Yeah, hear me. Test, test. There we go. There we go. Yeah, my bad, boys. That was a bad start, real bad start. I'm very tired. I just got back from Baltimore and long drive and everything. I'm definitely very tired right now. But I wasn't able to do anything on Thursday. So I was like, you know what? I got to make sure I do something on Saturday, right? And shout out to you guys. Oh, Almighty Lambo, what's good with you, fam? Daniel, Andrew, Kier. Good to see y'all, man. Good to see you guys. That's what's up. What was I about to get into? Before I get into the Dallas Mavericks, right, and Cooper Flagg, or Cooper Flagg been looking cool. I wanted to talk about, remember, I think it was like a week ago. So a week or two ago, I did this on one of my past streams when I was talking about the NBA and I was talking about sports media and how it was dying. And I said one of the solutions to that was, they should really look to really get these social media content creators to be a part of their content and be a part of their brand. Lie to you not. I mean, y'all got the tape. You figure this out. I lie to you not. The very next week, or Kenny Beecham is actually going into what, NBC Sports, CBS Sports, one of those two. He's actually going to be doing a show this year with one of the sports media brands, which, again, like, I think that's the exact way to go. I think that's what they need to continue to do and look for more guys rather than just him and his crew. They need to really look into more content creators being integrated into their brand to bring, they have, I'm not gonna lie, the social media content creators are having a much more bigger face in this space. Honestly, they honestly are. And they really need to integrate that into their brand and into their studio. Now, it's pretty hard to do that, mainly because a lot of people like being independent. But they should really try to fish for that because they're missing out on a lot of views. At the end of the day, this is a viewership, which generates money. This is all about getting the views. And they need to sit here and try to reel in back the casual fan base, just a fan base in general. And this is a way to do it. So shout out to Kenny and what he's been doing. MJ's also going to be commentating sports. I'm not going to hold y'all. I guess this whole little segment would be the media, the new look media for 2025, 2026. I'm not really that excited for MJ to be commenting. I'm not going to hold you. I am not really that excited. I'm not really, because I feel like MJ just going to be saying some old school stuff that I'm just like, I'm not hearing that. Or then he's going to start reminiscing while he's talking. This guy should have done that. He should have just jumped over the defender. But mind you, he can't, like, not everyone can jump like him. I'm not excited about MJ commenting. I'm not going to hold you. And MJ, I'm talking about Michael Jordan, because I believe Michael Jordan is going to be commenting for the NBA this year. And I'm not excited for that. I'm not excited for that. I'm really not. I'm really not excited for that. So we shall see. Interested to see if NBC has any of that magic that they had in 90 to 02 when it comes to promoting matchups. Yeah. The NBA has become very stale. So hopefully this can really liven some things up. But yeah, let's get into Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks, because especially with what I've been seeing from preseason with Cooper Flagg, I just like this team even more now than I did before. I like them even already. Flagg will probably be the most healthy of the trio of him, AD, of course, and Kyrie. So he will get a chance to shine on both sides of the floor. Yeah, but Flagg's game, this is the thing with Flagg's game. Flagg's game is a game that it can, like, if he needs to be a third option, especially in his rookie year, his game can adjust to that without a doubt. It definitely can. Now, I do think that he is almost like Jason Tatum to me, where Jason Tatum, especially coming out, he was a guy that definitely can play on a team, can play on a system where he doesn't have to be one of the main guys. But then if he needs to be one of the main guys, he actually had those capabilities. In 2018, I mean, we remember what he did in 2018 in the playoffs against LeBron and how he was able to step up. But throughout the season, he didn't really do that consistently, mainly because of the other guys on the team. But Cooper Flagg, it's almost the same exact thing. And the great thing about Cooper Flagg is the size that he has, which is going to give them a bunch of versatility on the floor. along with the defense. And as long as he's shot making, which I do believe he will be able to with, steady 3-point shooter, being able to generate his own plays every now and then, that's really all they need. We have an Anthony Davis where, again, hopefully he's healthy. We have an Anthony Davis who's going to be playing the 4. And Anthony Davis is going to be playing the 4-man spot. That's his natural position. He's going to sit here and he's going to anchor that defense so well, especially with Gafford and Lively, man. They're going to do such a tremendous job together. I'm actually very excited. One of the things I'm very excited to see with this Dallas Mavericks crew is how that defense is going to look. And I believe that defense is definitely going to be top 2 to top 3 defense in the league, because you have solid bigs in Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. And now you have Anthony Davis there who's going to be anchoring them. But then Cooper Flagg, with his versatility, I mean, it's been great. Like in the preseason, one of the great things that he's been showing in the preseason is his versatility in defense. His ability to do some chase down blocks, to recover very well, and not really get picked apart. Defensively, just a good one-on-one defender. That versatility that he has, it's strong. It's strong for the Dallas Mavericks. It's needed for the Dallas Mavericks, especially when Kyrie Irving comes back, right? Kyrie Irving, where he's not like how do I say this? It's not like as bad as a liability as like everyone else you would think, but again, you would need some defense to make up for a guy like Kyrie Irving, right? And what they have right now, I mean, it's a great nucleus to have around that, but he has a great offense where it's complemented very well with the co-stars that he's around. So when Kyrie comes back, when does Kyrie come back? When does Kyrie come back? This is around January, February. My goodness. So they're going to have a long time. January, February is crazy. But they're going to have the first few months of Cooper Flagg getting settled in, of Cooper Flagg playing and getting comfortable in the NBA, and then Kyrie's going to be integrated in January, February, which is enough time for them to get ready for the postseason. I believe so. Like him coming back January, February, that should be more than enough time for everyone to start getting adjusted. And listen, the Dallas Mavericks have a star for a very long time. My bad, I'm reading this comment. So the Dallas Mavericks, they got very lucky in the draft. Very lucky. I have not seen luck like this ever in my life. You literally trade Luka Doncic because he's fat, because he was fat and out of shape. If we're gonna boil it down to what Nico Harrison was saying, if we're really gonna boil it down to why he got traded, Nico Harrison is just pushing the idea. Yeah, I mean, just pay attention to what he's saying, bro. His words, it literally just sounds to me, it just sounds like, yeah, we trade this guy because he's fat and out of shape and he doesn't play defense. So let's just get rid of him. That's crazy. Nico Harrison is crazy, bro. Like he literally traded him for those reasons. And defense wins championships. It's just what crazy. He just traded a superstar like that. So they got very lucky with Cooper Flagg and being able to get this pick for him. And I'm very excited how this guy's career is going to look. KG-esque. Kevin Garnett-esque. I'm not going to hold you. This is a KG guy. And I think he has the capability of being a top 5, maybe even top 1 player in the league if everything goes right. But I do think he'll probably be a top 5, top 10 player within the next 3 to 4 years, without a doubt in my mind. Without a doubt in my mind. Because the tools are there. The tools are there. They're without a doubt there. And we're seeing Victor and his ascension very fast. Victor's ascension has been moving amazingly quick. I think Cooper Flagg with the Dallas Mavericks, where he can learn under Kyrie Irving, because Victor's learning it all on his own, right? He's learning it all on his own. His coach Ricardo and Greg Popovich, the team has really been not too many vets because they've been trash ever since DeMar DeRozan got traded. So a lot of this is he's figuring out on the fly. But he's under the tutelage of some vets like Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, where it's kind of the best of both worlds, where he can pick apart and learn defense from Anthony Davis, how to be more versatile, what's the things to key in and look out for, and at the same time learn some things offensively from Kyrie Irving. This is a perfect setting for a young player like this in Cooper Flagg. I'm going to be honest, this is a perfect setting for him. This is a perfect setting to start his career, perfect setting to learn from his vets, and perfect setting to compete, play at high levels, to compete at a high level on a team, and not just, you know what, I'm just out here doing whatever, you know? Because a lot of times that's what happens in the NBA. That happened with Victor and even LeBron. You're on the Spurs, you're on the Cavs, they've been trash, and what do? You're just out there just trying to figure it out, which I think that you can learn from that as well. But, dog, what's good, peanut butter jelly? But it's like this is a good balance. I think ideally with young players, this is an ideal way to learn. Patrick Mahomes, great example of this. Patrick Mahomes came in and he sat a year to Alex Smith, and they had a good lineup. You had Kareem Hunt that year. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill was on the crew with Alex Smith, and he learned under that. He's seen what happened in a year, and guess what? The very next year, MVP. MVP in his first year start. First year start, MVP. Now, I'm just drawing a correlation there of learning, maybe not taking as much of a step forward as like a Victor or LeBron, but learning from these guys and having that tutelage is definitely key and an ideal spot for a young player like Cooper Flagg to be on this crew. And, man, listen, if everything goes well, this team can beat anybody. I need people to understand that. Kyrie comes back healthy. AD's playing his natural position. Cooper Flagg over here cooking. Low streaming? I didn't even know low streaming. And Cooper Flagg is out here playing good and playing like a solid rookie. Dog, this is a scary crew. This is a scary crew of what they can do and what they can be. And I'm very excited to see what can happen with this guys. Right? Yeah. And I think he's going to change the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, Dallas Mavericks has been on a good trajectory already, but he's going to be a guy that they can lean on. He's going to be a guy that they can lean on for a while. I'm very excited to see what they can do. Dallas, without a doubt, making the playoffs. Without a doubt. Can they beat OKC? I'm not going to lie. I am not going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you. They have the pieces to beat Oklahoma City. Without a doubt in my mind, they have the pieces. Let's look at the roster. Hold up. Now, would I bet money? Would I gamble and probably put a lot of faith that they would? Nah, because I think there's still a lot of things to see. But when I look at the roster they have, let me see, boys. Let me see. Right? What the? Because they still got Klay Thompson, who's still a solid shooter. You got Klay Thompson, Cooper Flagg. They got D'Angelo Russell. All right, guys, listen. As bad as D'Lo has been on the Lakers, listen, like he has to. There's no way. Like D'Lo, he's 29 years old. He definitely has some talent. Like, come on, dog. Like, there's no way you can't be like a viable six man. There's no way. There's just no way. And D'Lo was bad in Brooklyn last year. I mean, it was bad. It was bad on Brooklyn and even bad on the Lakers last year. But bro, you're 29. You're in your prime. Like, man, I can go, okay, you had a bad season. Just be a six man. Be a six man, D'Lo. Right? They're going to need you a bit in the beginning of the year, right? I think that'll be good for your self-esteem and everything. But, dog, they just need you to be a good six man for this crew. Please, I am begging you. Dog. Just be a good six man for this crew. They have Caleb Martin. They have D'Lo. They have Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington. It's not a bad crew. They still got like Max Christie, Jaden Hardy. And then how long has Dwight Powell been on this team, bro? My goodness. Dwight Howard has been on this team for like 10 years now. How is Dwight? I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here, but I have to address this, and we should make this a clip because how is this guy doing this? How is he doing this? Dwight, how do I share my? I'm not going to share my screen, but Dwight Powell has been a Dallas Maverick for 10 years. He's been a Dallas Maverick since the 2014-2015 season. How is a guy who, bro, he barely gets like, his career average is 17 minutes a game. His career points average is 6 points a game. Rebound average is 4 rebounds a game. How is a guy like that keeping that job on Dallas for 10 years? Like, he's got to be dating somebody. Am I tweaking for things? Dwight Powell has got to be dating somebody. To be on that crew for that long, and you're just a role player, locker room guy, I guess. But it's like you gotta be with somebody. You gotta be with somebody's daughter. There's no way. There's no way. Like, how's that? That's crazy to me. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. I forgot where I was. I completely forgot where I was. But yeah, so yeah, the Dallas Mavericks definitely, like, they definitely can beat OKC. I do believe they have those pieces. They have a bit of depth that they can work with. And let's listen. Let's get this one thing straight. OKC is not like this unbeatable team. Everyone did the same thing with the Celtics last year. They did the same thing with the Celtics last year. Oh, the Celtics are a super team. Oh, they're not going to lose. Oh, this, that. Oh, this, that. They're just too good. It's a super team all over again. And guess what? They lost. They were losing. The Pacers was cooking them. Crazy, bro. The Pacers was cooking them. So I'm not hearing this. I'm not hearing this that Oklahoma City is just unbeatable and everything. I'm not hearing that same thing that we were hearing with the Celtics last year. You feel me? This is one of the teams that can do it. This is without a doubt a team that can do this. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And yeah, Dwight Powell played with Dirk, Luka, and Flagg and Kyrie. Wild. Wow. And Caleb Martin. Yeah, Caleb Martin on the crew is definitely – that's an underrated pickup. Caleb Martin is actually a very underrated pickup, mainly because last year he was hurt, which I didn't understand why you acquiring a guy who's hurt and Quentin Grimes, who's helping y'all out. But if you're looking for next year, I can get that a little bit, right? Caleb Martin, versatile, bit of a defender, not too much, but a bit of a defender, bit of versatility, but just a shot maker, he can be a nice, solid shot maker for your crew. Nice role player off the bench. He has size on him, which keeps y'all versatile. With PJ Washington, this is a very big lineup. And again, guys, D'Lo. I think D'Lo's going to be an X factor here. D'Lo's without a doubt going to be an X factor here. D'Lo, you have got to be a viable option. Please, you have got to be. As long as you a viable 6-man off the bench, I believe this team can go very far. But he has got to be that. You're going to be starting a bit for the beginning of the year. You get your routine, you get your habits, you build your self-esteem, and then when Kyrie comes in, you take that step back and you keep that confidence high, man. Just keep that confidence high. That's all you got to keep the confidence high. You're 29 years old, man. You're not like old. You're not washed. You in your prime. Let's make this happen. I'm all for players playing great, man. Make this happen, bro. Make this a thing. Make dreams reality, bro. Because I don't know why. Because I'm a Miami Heat fan. And they beat us in the playoffs. And then we beat them in the finals. But Dallas just keeps grabbing players that I just love. It's weird. Dallas just grabs players. I like Dirk. I really did like Dirk. I love Dirk. Loved Luka. And now I love Cooper Flagg. And I love Kyrie Irving. So it's annoying for me, because because I do have some type of disdain for them. But man, they just keep grabbing players I just love to root for, and it's so annoying. So annoying. I just love rooting for them. I love rooting for those players. And Miami, we're 0-6 in the preseason, fam. We're getting dog walked. I guess preseason, it's not a good sign. I don't like what our team's looking. I'm sorry. I don't like how our team's looking. Getting me mad, bro. Getting me mad. But yeah, today was going to be a short video. I'm a bit tired. Bit tired. Want to talk about Dallas Mavericks. And nothing really too much crazy. I'm really just very excited for the season to start. The season is coming very soon. And man, I can't wait. A lot of drama going on. And that's one thing I really don't want to get too deep into, like this as me getting into this content creation. I don't want to get too deep into the drama. I know I did a bit with the Trae Young and Patrick Beverley thing. I just don't want to get into it that much. Let's just talk about hoops. Let's talk about how these teams is looking. Stephen A. Smith going at LeBron. It's like, number one, I guess I'll get into it right now. Like, number one, Stephen A., like, he tried to call – what is Stephen A. doing, dog? Like, Stephen A. literally tried to call LeBron racist, like, because he didn't go – because he went at him harder than he went harder on, like, white people in terms of, like, criticizing and going at. And I'm like – he said that on the Pivot podcast. And – like, this is the same man that campaigned against Donald Trump. He literally campaigned against Donald Trump back in 2016 for Hillary Clinton. Like, what are you talking about? And that he even went at the girl who said the shut up and dribble thing. He even went at her. So I'm like, Stephen A. is like, this may be like a bit of a midlife crisis for him. It may be a bit of a midlife crisis. I don't know. Maybe he's worried because the views is going down and he lost Shannon Sharp. So now he's just trying to create that drama centered around him and everything. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but he's on some weird stuff. He's on some weird stuff with this war with LeBron. Like, calling him racist is just what? It just don't make sense. Stephen A., dog. But it's weird because Stephen A. actually, when he talks about politics recently, I haven't really disagreed with what he's been saying on politics recently. So maybe he needs to transition. Maybe he just needs to transition to politics more than frigging basketball, because yeah, you're losing it with the basketball. You should definitely just get into politics, because I think you're getting way more. You're getting received better more with that than this. My goodness, you just, bro. Just fighting with players in general is crazy to me. If you're an analyst of a sport, if you're enjoying the sport and you're just, or if you're claiming to be an analyst, right? You got a lot of people on Twitter and stuff claiming to be an analyst, claiming to be this and claiming to be that. But if you're claiming to be an analyst of the sport or a historian and everything, but you're trying to beef with just players, you're an attention seeker, dog. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're just an attention seeker. You're a fake analyst. I'll call it that. You're just a fake analyst. Like, trying to beef with players is just crazy to me. Like, that's their profession. Let them handle their stuff, dog. That's their profession. Don't be trying to beef with them. Like, who are you? Who are you to really be trying to beef with NBA players that does this for a living? Honestly speaking. So if you're a supposed analyst and you're trying to beef with and go at NBA players, man, do you even love the sport like that? That's crazy to me. You should love the sport and even love the players who play that sport. You can be upset with the players without a doubt. You can definitely hold players accountable to an extent. You know? But I say all the time, like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to tell a doctor how to sit here and do a surgery just because I read about it or watched it online. I got to tell Chef how to cook in his kitchen when I read about it or watched it online. So I'm not going to fight with an NBA player and what he should do in basketball when I'm not in that. Like, just picking fights with NBA players is crazy to me. And if you're a supposed analyst, you should always stray away from that. And if you're not straying away from that, then you're just an attention seeker to me. To me. And when you talk about sports, you got to be careful with how you talk about players and how you talk about people. That's another thing people got to understand. Like, just because they are athletes and they are even celebrities, bro, these are still human beings, right? Just because they're like that doesn't desensitize the value of that, and doesn't mean that, okay, now the rules we have for regular people, where, okay, we already know not to really talk crazy about people in our everyday life, right? Then why are we not holding that same consistency with athletes, with NBA players, or with celebrities? They're regular people too. They're the same regular people as everyone else. Everyone else. Why are we over here kind of breaking the rules or having different rules for them? No, everyone should be under the same exact rules. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone always should be under the same exact rules. It don't matter how big or small you are. You need to cut that out. If you think that other people need to be held to a different rule set than other people, you have a problem. You have a problem. Without a doubt, you do. There's certain lines to play between. The only time when that's really occurring is with leadership, right? I get that. But then you let the leadership handle that. You let other leaders handle that. Majority of y'all aren't even leaders to be doing that. My bad. I got too deep in the deep end. My bad. I got way too deep into that one. But listen, like the video, subscribe. Dub, you look like you 20 right now. Yeah, so I've been shaving my beard. I've been trimming it, and I've been keeping it low. So this is what happens, right? When I grow the beard out, have the little curls and everything, guess what? I turn 30. When I trim it and keep it down, I turn 20. So maybe I'll just change my birth certificate back to 20, or maybe I'll go back to 18. I'll just shave all this off. Because I definitely, if I shave all this off, I look like I'm 18, without a doubt. So I'll be 18 again. Why not? Stay young forever, right? It's like, nah. All right, man. Like the video, subscribe. Salute to you guys, man. Good talking with y'all. And I can't wait to see y'all again. Peace. Oh, I got the wrong one.